Rex Tillerson is also pretty salty about all this. Let's hear from him.
Do you still believe that the passage, the overwhelming votes in Congress to pass that was a sign that the American people want Russia to take steps to improve the relationship?
I think the American people want the two most powerful nuclear nations in the world to have a better relationship. I don't think the American people want us to have a bad relationship with a huge nuclear power. But I think they are frustrated. And I told President Putin when I saw him in the Kremlin in March, and I've told Foreign Minister Lavrov repeatedly, the situation's bad, but believe me, it can get worse. And it just did. The action by the Congress to put these sanctions in place in the way they did, neither the president nor I are very happy about that. We were clear that we didn't think it was going to be helpful to our efforts, but that's the decision they made. They made it in a very overwhelming way.
Okay, so let's be clear about a bunch of things here. Number one, Rex Tillerson's telling you right there, we didn't want to sign it. We had no choice but to sign it. So later when he claims, oh, well, I signed the sanctions bill, trying to take credit for it, remember this moment where they hated it and told us they hated it. And they lobbied against it for the entirety of the time, and in usual Trump style, completely ineffectual, 98-2. How's your lobbying coming along? So now, when it is that bipartisan, it seems fairly clear what America's representatives want. So, but nonetheless, Tillerson now a politician, so he's like, no, I'll make up what the American people want. They want the same thing I do. Really, why? They didn't vote that way, right? And he's like, well, no, they want us to have a great relationship and lift those sanctions so ExxonMobil can make that deal. Really, is there polling on that by the American people, or did you just make that up? And most important of all, this guy's got a dog in the fight.
Yes.
He was the CEO of ExxonMobil. The #1 deal affected by the sanctions is a $500 billion deal with ExxonMobil that Russia had. So the whole point of Tillerson coming in was to lift those sanctions. And if you don't know the background on it, it is amazing. Tillerson got a medal from Putin. He got a medal from Putin. And the guy who owns the largest oil company in Russia, one of the oligarchs, said that the sanctions were placed on him as well. He can't come back into the US. He's like, I don't like the sanctions because of the economic stuff, but I also want to go back to the US so I could ride motorcycles up and down the highways with my best friend, Rex Tillerson. Okay, the head of the Russian oil company said that about Tillerson. Okay, so yeah, of course, Tillerson and Trump don't want to do the sanctions because they wanted to lift it, because Trump owes the Russians and Tillerson, why the hell did he give up being CEO to do some random Secretary of State thing he has no interest in? To lift the goddamn sanctions.
That's right.
That's why they're so mad right now.
But who cares about all these conflicts of interest, right? Why do the Democrats keep harping? By the way, Democrats aren't even really harping on it. We're harping on it. It's a problem because it means that they're going to focus on policies that benefit themselves and their corporate buddies, as opposed to policies that actually benefit the American people.
If you like this video, you probably like independent media. The best way to support independent media, become a member of the Young Turks. TYTnetwork.com/join.